Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, October 21st. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do every day, all day, every day. I mess that up every single time. The cat is in here with me this week. He's sleeping underneath my desk and he just woke up and was just I saw him out of the corner of my eye and I was distracted. Anyway. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there. In addition to that, there's also show notes. Hopefully all the things that I will talk about will be in the show notes, so you can go check out the links to stuff. If there's anything that I've missed, please let me know. Or if you're just interested in anything that I either may have mentioned or not mentioned, please let me know. I also work at a yarn store. It's called The Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas. All of that information, the website, social media, all that jazz will be in my show notes as well, which is on my blog. So if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog is down below, or if you're on my blog already, everything is already there. So, this week is a light knitting week. I got a lot done, but I did not get a lot done. We have knitting to discuss, we have new yarn to discuss, we have books to discuss, recipes to discuss, patterns kind of to discuss. I don't know, there's just a lot. But I don't have a ton of knitting to show you, so yes. So let's get started with that, So, if you like to go grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, laundry to fold, something to craft on, an animal to snuggle, dishes to wash, or whatever you would like to do, or all of the above, you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So first off, very quickly, how cute is this mug? Is this just not so cute? A very dear friend and a lady who comes to the yarn store quite often, her name is Susan. She brought me this mug last week and it is now my favorite. And it is it's just my favorite to the end of time. It's my favorite. It's kind of like ceramic-y almost, so I feel like it keeps it warm very nicely, and it's also just very nice to hold when it's warm, and it's all very good. Today is a chilly day. We have more chilly days coming. I'm so excited. We have baseball coming. Went on quite a rant about that last week, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But more importantly, let's talk about the weather, because that's what we talk about on this knitting podcast. Just really love talking about the weather. But yes, we had an intense storm last night. You know how when the wind blows really hard and then you can hear it whistling over your windows? That woke us up around 5:30 this morning. So that was quite an adventure. Lightning, thunder, all that jazz. Like I mentioned last week, we have a big hallway on our floor of where our apartment is, and some of us, hadn't brought in our trash cans from trash pickup last night, so our trash can was blowing all over the place, making quite a racket early in the morning. So Sam went and saved our trash can. But it brought in kind of cooler weather. And I think it's continuing to get cooler and cooler. So, that is very exciting. It's currently very sunny right now. The rain blew away, which is kind of sad, but that's okay. That's okay. I love rainy, cloudy weather so much, but it just really makes me want to not do productive things. And it just makes me want to snuggle up and knit and read a book and do nothing. Although that's not nothing, but you know what I mean. There's important adult things that need to get done today, and cloudy weather would not help that, right? Right. what else was I going to talk about? Yes, baseball. So, last week I went on quite the rant and rave about the Astros. At the time, they were not in the World Championship, and now they are. So, yay. We're playing the Nationals. Our first game is tomorrow, but when you're watching this, it will have already happened last night, and so Game 2 will be happening this evening when you're watching this. I was very kindly told by a lot of people, and I appreciate every single one of you, that what the definitions were of the ALDS and the ALCS, and the ALCS was what we were playing when I was talking about it, not the ALDS, which is what we were playing before with Tampa Bay Rays, who are from Tampa Bay. Because that's a logical train of thought, right? That would make sense. That they're from Tampa Bay. I really know what I'm talking about, clearly, about baseball. So yes, I know that I was semi-correct, because we were playing in the ALDS, and then we were actually playing the ALCS, and I just got the wrong acronym. So the first one, let's see if I can remember this. This is a test. I did not do any research. The ALDS is the American League Division Series, and the ALCS is the American League Champion Series. Correct? I'm going to look this up. Cassandra, I'm going to look at your message because I know that's very convenient. I know where that is, and I can get to it quickly. When I say that, no, I can't find it. I know it's on Instagram. There it is. Okay. But yes, so there's been a lot of baseball stuff going on. We've stayed up very late, and I am very tired. That's literally like the biggest downside to this right now is that we have such late nights. We're both exhausted. I know everybody's exhausted. I know it's here. American League Division Series, American League. Yes, I got it right. I was right. I remembered. Haha. Except it doesn't really matter anymore because that's not what we're doing. We're playing in the World Series, and I do know that. But anyway, if you said me what that meant, I appreciate that. I appreciate it so much. It's a group effort to help further my baseball knowledge. Mainly what I really enjoy is making commentary or trying to make funny commentary. The goal is to be funny. When Sam and I are watching it, and if he laughs, then I consider that a win. But of course, if he's wanting to be serious about it and like actually focus on the game, I will refrain a little. It's just very entertaining. But this is neither a weather nor a baseball podcast, though we will talk about that occasionally. Because the Astros and the World Series is very important. And we hope that they win. We hope that they win because we are Astros fans. So therefore, we hope the Astros win. Even though we do have friends, multiple friends, who are Nats fans. More power to you. You know who you are. But we will be rooting for the Astros. No shame. That's the yarn that I'm going to show you. That's very exciting. So, oh my goodness, it's just been so stressful. Sometimes it's so stressful that it's just like, I can't knit. Sometimes I'm so exhausted and I'm trying not to like fall asleep and I really just can't make my hands move, then I'm not knitting because they've been late nights. Late nights, people. Okay, let's show you the non-spoilery thing first. Everybody! I don't remember where I had, I think I had definitely divided for the sleeves. I've made a lot of progress. May not look like a lot of progress. Now we're moving into knitting, the actual content of this podcast. Congratulations, you've made it so far. I see I've been recording for 10 minutes at this point, so I apologize. That's not what we started off with. I should have saved that for the end, but I didn't. I'm sorry. But also not sorry at the same time. It's just kind of, we roll with the punches here. Like, this is just kind of what you get, and no shame. No shame. This is kind of how... If you were to have an actual conversation with me in person, this is probably how it would go. So that's the effect that I give the podcast, because it's also very easy to put together. But anyway, that's totally random and has nothing to do with knitting, which is what we're now talking about, you know? So let's get with the program. Or I need to get with the program anyway. So this is a test knit for Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. She has her own podcast. She also has her own yarn. It's wonderful. This is a test knit that I've been working on for a while, and it is called Santa's Workshop. This delightful little Christmas sweater. I'm so excited. So she wrote it as a pullover, and I will be steeking it, and I believe there are some other testers that will also be steeking it. But I am very excited because I have divided for the sleeves, clearly, and I've made a pretty decent progress on the body, clearly. I've tried it on. Fits great. I'm so excited. I have measured, figured out how long I want the body. It's so awesome. Yes. So, yes, I'm very excited. Very excited indeed, and now it's just knitting and knitting until the end of time. Our deadline, which is flexible, is November 1st. I would like to get it done by then, but if it's not, then that's okay. I will be steeking it. I will have everything all ready to go, and I will be doing the actual cutting in the store. So if you would like to watch me cut it or whatever, please let me know, and I will make sure that you know when I'm doing it, because I don't know when I'm doing it yet, because clearly the sweater's not finished. But I am not going to set a deadline on that, because I really don't know when this is going to get done, besides November 1st. I would like to get it done. We have a lot of vague deadlines. That's what my point. But if you want to see it cut, do the steeking business, please let me know if you can come in, and I will let you know when I'm doing that, because yay for watching other people steek. It's the living vicariously as if you were doing the steek, but you don't have to do the cutting, nor do you put your knitted garment at risk. But I know it'll be fine. I know it'll be fine. I've researched this to no end. It'll be fine. Just don't overthink it. It'll be great. So yes. I don't remember. I think I have about 5-ish inches on the body, and I need 10 inches in total. So that's looking really good for me. Yeah, it's just, this is now being my, like, we're going somewhere, I'm throwing it in my bag and an extra ball of yarn just in case I run out for whatever reason, although I'm probably not going to run out of this anytime soon, but better safe than sorry, right? Knit in the car, knit in line, knit at dinner, whatever we're doing, knit with friends, knit at church, knit everywhere. And I'll eventually get those 10 inches, hopefully sooner rather than later, so I can knit the sleeves really quickly. I'm also, opinions. I kind of want to add something on this bottom of the sleeves, maybe? I don't know. I think that would be fun, but then I don't know if I would do it in red, or if I would do it in white, or like what I would do, or like little chevrons. I don't know. What do you think? Or would it just be better to leave the sleeves plain? I don't know. Because I've got a lot of white and red left over, so I can do it. I can make it work. Or I could throw a different color in there. But I kind of want to just keep it these three. I don't know. This is the first time I've literally, like, voiced these ideas to anybody, but technically nobody, except the cat. Because you're a camera, and the cat is sleeping. The cat doesn't care. But you care. But you're also a camera. So, distracting myself. Very logical, again, a logical train of thought. Doing real good here. But yes, I will then, once all the knitting is done of the actual body of the sweater, I will pick up stitches along, not here because that's not where the steek is. I'll pick up stitches and do the button bands. I will then reinforce it in some order. I'm not sure if that's the order I'll do that in. I will for sure knit the button bands before I cut the sweater open. For sure. Whether I reinforce it first or do the button bands, I don't know. We'll figure that out. I will be putting all my notes in my Ravelry page, so if you want to knit this and you also want to steek it, or even if you don't want to steek it, that's fine. But all my notes will be on my Ravelry page, which is not currently up to date, but that's okay because the pattern's not out yet, so nobody needs my notes. But when the pattern does come out, my notes will be there, so you too can steek your Santa's Workshop cardigan. Who wouldn't want that? I know that there are several Christmas parties that are going to be happening this coming holiday season, and I'm so excited because I will get to wear this so much. So much. I'm so excited. So excited that I think it's time for a little tea break. Shall we? Shall we? Like, how can you go wrong with a Christmas sweater? In fact, a hand-knit Christmas sweater that will have a little Rudolph on the front, and I don't know what color buttons yet. Okay, let's have another opinion. What color buttons should I get or do for this sweater? We have options. I was thinking red buttons, white buttons, black buttons, silver buttons, or even jingle bell buttons, if I can find them. I think that would be kind of hard to find, but it is a possibility. But that would make it kind of a little maybe over the top, and I couldn't wear it to all the places, because some of these places I would need to be quiet sometimes, or not quiet, but just like not jingling everywhere I walked, you know? One doesn't always want to jingle whenever you walk somewhere at any place or given time. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's acceptable, sometimes you want that, but not all the time. So maybe jingle bell buttons not the necessarily best idea, but what do you think? What color buttons? I don't know. I have a while to think about that, but hopefully not too long though, because I would like to get it done soon. Give me your thoughts, opinions. What color buttons? Wooden would also be pretty, but I think also, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Let me know in the comments what you think. What kind of buttons would go well with this sweater? And yes. So yeah, that's also, what yarn am I using? I'm using Knit Picks palette in the Ivy colorway, which is the green, white obviously, and then pimento is the red. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. My phone is now buzzing and nothing's showing up. Oh, my mama's calling me. Okay, so we're back. We were discussing the Astros because it's a big deal here. It's quite a big deal. So yes, that was my Christmas sweater. That's kind of my like mindless, not worry about it, clearly, because I need to get it done. But there's also other things that I need to get done. Let's have a little side note here. Okay, so I do want to talk about this just because it's my knitting mojo. So, as I've said multiple times that I'm done test knitting for the rest of the year. I don't know when I'll start test knitting again, just because I want to take a break, and granted there's only 2 months left in the year, so I don't know if that's going to be long enough to rest. But even the things, I don't know if it's like deadlines or just not having enough time to, I don't know. What am I saying? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Even the things that I have that are not test knits but still have deadlines that I've put on myself, I'm not enjoying as much. And I feel like that's something that I need to get better at, because you know what? It's gonna be okay if I don't get it done by the time I think I need to get it done. Because it's just gonna cause me extra stress that's not good. Why would anybody want that? Right? Why would anybody want that? Why am I doing this? I don't know. For example, like, I am really, really loving the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, but I'm also kind of really stressing out getting each clue done before the next clue comes out. You know? I don't need to stress about it. It's okay if I don't get it done. And in fact, this past clue 3, I still had a good, like, half a day's amount of work to do before I could start on clue 3. Which was a little stressful. I was like, why did I do this? Why didn't I get it done? Why didn't I do better? I was doing great. I didn't need to ask myself those questions because I was doing great. I don't know why. And just like other things, like my Oban cardigan, like, I really want to wear that. But also, it's okay if I don't. It's fine. It's okay. The cardigan will always be there. The times I can wear it will always be there. It may be next year, but that's okay. That's fine. If it's gonna enable me to be less stressed out and not, like, be super worried about what I'm knitting on, and if I'm using my knitting time wisely, like, that's an unnecessary stress, right? Very unnecessary. For me, anyway. Maybe, like, sometimes I understand having deadlines is really wonderful. Having deadlines can really enable you to power through things when you need to. But I've had so many deadlines. I'm just done. I'm done with deadlines. There's a time and a place, but it's not on everything. Not on everything. And like, I know I've said specifically with some projects that I've cast on that they do not have deadlines. I'm not worried about, like, not getting them done anytime soon, and I feel so good about those projects. So I guess I just need to have this attitude of, like, I don't mind when things get done. I'm just gonna enjoy things, you know. The Mystery Knit Along, though, is a special exception, though, because when, about a week after Clue 4 comes out, Stephen West himself is actually coming to the store to teach a class, so I would like to have mine done so he can see it, right? Like, that's a very legitimate deadline, but it's still kind of stressing me out a little bit, you know? But that's okay. How do you feel? Do you feel this way about deadlines? I don't know. Like I said, sometimes deadlines can be really wonderful, but not with everything. Sometimes they can be very stressful and unnecessary, especially if you're unnecessarily putting them upon yourself, you know? I feel like I keep saying, you know. That was squeaky. Goodness. who knows what's going on. But yes, so I don't know. Like, I just feel like and it's not even that my knitting mojo is down necessarily, it's just that I'm feeling bad, or the fact that I have to ask myself whether or not I'm using my knitting time wisely, I feel like is not a good thing. Why, I don't know. Why, I cannot, I don't know how to explain that. But it's kind of like, this is a fun thing. This should not be stressful. This should be an enjoyment. This should bring me joy. I shouldn't have to worry about it. Like, why has it become something that I think that I need to be, like, being wise about in regards to my time? If I want to knit on something, I should be able to knit on something. And if I have things that I feel like I need to get done by a certain time, whether they actually need to or they don't, I don't know. Am I just repeating myself at this point? I really just don't know. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I don't know. What do you think? Does this all make sense? You as a camera, I know you're a person, but you're also a camera. You cannot respond. And the cat is asleep and does not care. All he cares is that whether or not he can see the bottom of his food bowl. I don't know. Anyway, so I know that just working on these two things this week has been very important, and I've had a lot of fun working on these things, and they've both, like, brought me joy, but also I'm like, wow, I have all these other things that I would really like to work on, and then also some other things that I would like to wear by a certain point, and, like, none of them are getting done. Because I have these other things that have sooner deadlines, and it's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Just so overwhelming. I think we should take a tea break. I think this is a sign that we need to take another tea break. Or fold some socks or something. I don't know. So that's been my knitting struggle of the week. I don't like it when I have knitting struggles. It makes me kind of sad, but that's okay, you know. Life is not always perfect. You don't always have time to knit on all the things that you want. And we're not going to bring Christmas knitting into it because that is a legitimate, like, stress thing that I need to figure out, that I am just procrastinating on. But I realize that that is something that a 9 does. If you know the Enneagram, I've talked about it before, but 9s procrastinate like nobody's business, and I don't. Why do I do it? I just do. Why? I don't know. This has become ranty and ravey enough, so we will move along and talk about knitting, shall we? So, like I've mentioned, also, spoilers are about to happen. Spoilers. If you're knitting the mystery knit along and do not want to be spoiled for Clue 3, or Clue 1 or Clue 2, but at this point I would assume that you've probably seen Clue 1 and Clue 2. Please look away now, skip forward, I don't know, just don't look, for I'm going to show mine. I'm very happy with it. I've also ran out of my first skein of my main color. Am I in the middle of a row? Okay, good. I was gonna say, if I'm in the middle of the row, why the poop did I do that? My needles were actually just stuck in the knitting. I'm sorry. I was confused. Anyway, there are lots of ends to weave in, but are we surprised? No, not at all. In fact, I would be surprised if there were not any ends to weave in, you know. Okay, if you don't want to be spoiled, look away, look away, look away. Don't listen, I don't know. Alert, alert, alert. Sound effect here. Anyway, so this is my mystery knit along. And so Clue 3 includes these little baby wedges. And then these garter stitch wedges on either side. And now there's extra like lacy rows that are going on that I could have worked on during various Astros games, but also the Christmas sweater needed to be worked on. So, yeah. But that's okay. No more brioche. The brioche, I believe, is done. There's no brioche in Clue 3, so me probably saying that means there's probably going to be brioche in Clue 4. I don't know that. Only Steven knows that. But yes, I just think it's so cool. It's very unique. I can't wait to see it, like, not on my tiny needles. Which, like, this is a very long cord, but it just looks very tiny because it's holding a lot of stitches. A lot of stitches. But this is the back side that you're looking at with the purple. And this is the front side. Which is so cool looking. It's kind of hard to see the whole like design aspect of it when you're just holding it up in front of you. If you're just like, whoa, this looks like a star. But if you hold it back, it's like, whoa, that's actually super cool, very graphic, like very architectural, kind of, I don't know. Very cool. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I am on the last section of Clue 3. So Clue 3 had 3 sections. 4, 5, and 6. And I'm on section 6. So, and I don't think section 6 is particularly long. I think it's just that the rows are really long, so it takes a long time. But I will power through. I will power through. Because we have baseball coming up tomorrow, you know. So this is very exciting. I am using Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the Phantasm colorway, excuse me, which is the purple, and then the greenie is A Librarian's Dream. Which, as I've worked with these two colors more and more, obviously, because I have almost a finished shawl, I love these colors together so much. I love them so much. They're just so unique. How cool is that? That's just so cool. It's been such a fun thing to knit. The construction's very interesting. Obviously, his patterns are very well written. He always has videos. He's just such a creative genius. So, yes. Definitely made mistakes with my brioche, and I did not fix them because I was not going back. No shame. You know what? Because nobody's gonna notice. I didn't have time to take out a bazillion rows to fix a couple yarn overs that I dropped. That's okay. Also because the things happened on the wrong side. So, like, again, nobody's gonna notice. Can I even find where it is? I know it's there. I just don't know where exactly it is. Bum, bum, bum. I know you're here because I'm trying to find it so I can show you guys. No, I can't find it. I know it's there. Anyway, mistakes happened and I didn't fix them. So, no shame. No shame. Sometimes they are just not worth worrying about. There were no drop stitches. Nothing was going to fall apart. It did not affect the integral, I don't know. Whatever. The, how it's put together. Integral? I feel like that's it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean. It's not going to fall apart. Yes. So, yes, Clue 4, the final clue, it's coming to an end, which is just crazy because I feel like we were just picking out colors. What the poop. And now it's almost over. Time has blown. October has been insane. People, like, so insane. So much yarn. Goodness. So much yarn. Oh my goodness. So yes, Clue 4 comes out at the end of this week. Thursday night / Friday. Which works out well because, oh no, there's no game on Thursday. No, is there a game on Thursday? No, there's not a game on Thursday. No, there's not, because it's the rest day. Unless weather happens and we get delayed like we did last week. I don't know. This is not a baseball podcast. If it were a baseball podcast, I would be in trouble because I would not know what I was talking about. You know, if I had a baseball podcast, I really should be more up on things, important knowledge and information, getting my facts right, getting acronyms right, getting divisions correct, series correct, which I don't, which is okay because this is not a baseball podcast. So, moving forward, I have some yarn acquisitions, which is really wonderful. So first off, this is super fun. I have never seen this yarn in person. I've never felt this yarn. I've never, obviously, knit with this yarn, which kind of falls under the I've never seen this yarn in person, because if I hadn't, then the other two wouldn't be possible, but we're just being redundant now. You know what I mean. It's a Monday. We all get like this. But anyway, so the test knits that I've done this year, the Jensen pullover and the Hyla cowl for Rachel of September Knits, and she is one of the most sweetest people ever. In her testing groups, she does a giveaway drawing, which is just so wonderful. She doesn't need to do that, but it's just such a sweet way for her to give back to her testers. And in the Hyla cowl group, I got picked for a giveaway, which was incredible. I feel like I never really win giveaways, but I know that everybody feels that way, but whatever. So she sent some really cool stickers, some hand knit label type things, and yeah, it's super cool. But it also included a little gift card coupon thing for the Sugar Plum Circus yarn, which is I believe her name is Jensen, and that's who Rachel collabs with a lot. And so I got to go on and pick out my favorite color and order some yarn with this little coupon. It was just really great. Side note, do you say coupon or do you say coupon? Because this is a big discussion that Sam and I have all the time. It's coupon, not coupon. What? Coupon. Let me know in the comments. What button should I use and how do you say this word? More importantly, how do you say this word? Let's end this debate once and for all. Anyway, this has nothing to do with yarn. So I went and got something that's beautiful. It's called Fancy a Butterbeer. It's on her smooth sock base, which is 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's 463 yards, so it's a pretty decent sized. It's this beautiful golden color with look at those speckles. Can we even? It's so gorgeous. And this is her label. She had so many fun colors. I will definitely be getting more of her yarn in the future and putting it on my Christmas list, because that is a thing and is coming up. Because time is crazy. So yes, this is super exciting. I am so in love with this. I don't know if I want to put it with something or if I want to just do a one skein thing, because we all love a good one skein project. But 463 yards, that's a pretty pretty hefty skein. So, very excited about this. So that's number 1. And number 2 was also super fun because this past Saturday at the shop at the Modern Skein, we had a trunk show with Panorama Fiber Arts, which is Heather. She is local to Houston. And she's got incredible gradients. If you've been to like Houston Fiber Fest specifically, or any kind of really big Fiber Fest, she's got the gradients. They're usually set up and they're super cool. Because that's what gradients look like. But on her label is also the Houston skyline, which is pretty cool. So this is her card label. And this is her Backcountry color, or no, this is her Grease Monkey colorway on her Backcountry base, which is 100% superwash merino. It's 400 yards, and it's gorgeous. It's really, that's pretty accurate. So it's like this super dark gray with like basically a rainbow of colors underneath, and it's a lot of layering and just beautifulness. I'm like, look at that. Super awesome. I'm so excited to use this. Again, I don't know if I want to pair it with something or if I just want to let it speak for itself. But got to hang out with Heather all day. She is so sweet. Please go check out her her website, and if you see her at any Fiber Fest, just go say hello and check out her yarn. She's so sweet and makes incredible yarn. Her gradients are just insane. And then her other yarn is also just so amazing. So I'm very excited about those 2 things. I thought about maybe putting them together, but I don't know about that. Maybe keep them separate, but I don't know. I have no idea. I have other things that need to get done first, and that's okay. That's fine. It'll be fine. The yarn will have their time, and when their time has come, the time will shine. It'll be amazing. It'll be a reward, for sure. So those are my yarn acquisitions for this week. Very excited. I don't know when they'll be cast on, but I'm just very excited. Okay, very quickly. So books-wise, books have been just crazy, and I am kind of done with reading spooky mystery stuff. Sorry, my eyes are itchy at this point, just because I've read so much of it, and I did that to myself because it is October and just kind of like watching spooky things and reading spooky things, and now I'm just like, give me all the historical fiction and like fantasy and fluffy books. No more mysteries. I need to take a break. And I'm sure I would feel the same way if I had just been reading fantasy nonstop for a month, or any of the other genres that I like. But anyway, so the books that I read since last talking to you was Queen of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. Was very good. I have book 2. That was not a spooky book. In fact, that was kind of more of like a historical fantasy type of book. So that's exciting. It kind of was a bit slow at times, but it was very interesting. So I'm looking forward to reading the next book. What did I read next? I then read The Ghostwriter by John Hardwood, which was very, very much a like ghost, gothic, mystery book. Very intense. Very, very intense. Reading the book, I felt like I was watching a Ghost Adventures marathon in book form. And yes, it's quite a lot. It was good. I probably will not read it again, or I don't know if I'll read. He's got other books that are probably along the same lines. I don't know if I'll read those. Not this month, maybe next year. Next October, you know, who knows. But, so if you really like gothic fiction, paranormal, ghosties, mysteries, you probably love this book. But it's very intense. It's very like, I am getting scared as if I was watching something, and I don't normally get scared when I'm reading stuff, unless it's like an actual true crime thing. So yes, that was The Ghost Rider by John Harwood, and then the last book that I finished today, this morning, was We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. Man, I remembered all these titles and all the authors. Good job, me. It's probably because I wrote them down earlier and forgot to bring the list in, but I did write them down. So Shirley Jackson wrote The Haunting of Hill House, which if you are familiar, if that sounds familiar, it's probably because you've seen that Netflix did a series on The Haunting of Hill House that was incredible. So good. And they're now making Netflix is making another series on this other book that she's written called We Have Always Lived in the Castle. So that's not coming out until next year, I believe, but I wanted to read the book just because I was interested. It was very strange. It was very odd, but also like kind of in a way that was like, but I can't stop reading it because I want to know what happens, but this is still very weird and I don't really know how I feel about this, but this is very odd, but I don't want to stop reading. But it's done. I finished it. Yes. Again, very gothic, mysterious. It kind of gave me like Lemony Snicket vibes almost, in a very like morbid adult way. Kind of. It was weird. It's real weird. But I finished it. And now I'm glad that I've read it, because now I really want to see the show to see what they will do. And I should probably read The Haunting of Hill House, because that would probably also be very good. And also rewatch the show. But October's almost over. But you can read spooky books whenever you want to, and you can watch the stuff whenever you want to. It's not just limited to October. I am currently listening to The Good Daughter by someone, I don't remember who. It's pretty long. The Good Daughter by, please load, by Karen Slaughter. So, it's very interesting. I'm not like necessarily loving it, but I'm also not like hating it either. So it's just kind of like a passive listening to the story. So I do want to know what happens though. I do want to know what exactly the whole, like, the result of the book, the point of the book is. So it's gotten a lot of high ratings on Goodreads, so I have hopes. People that I follow and I trust their book opinions, they have rated it very highly, so I have high hopes. But also, if it's a fail, that's fine. That's just my personal opinion about the book, and I don't have to share the same book opinions as everybody. So, if you are interested in any book opinions that I might have, or just want to keep up with books that I am currently reading that I don't necessarily mention on the podcast, please go befriend me on Goodreads. I would love that. You can follow my reviews and stuff. I don't always give reviews for everything. I usually give everything a rating, but I don't always write stuff. So if you're looking for in-depth reviews, this is not the place to be. Because it would probably also include talking about the synopsis of the book, which I didn't do for any of those. That's just so you can go and read it and figure it out yourself, you know? So those are my books that I read. I don't know what I'm going to be reading next, just because I feel like I've been reading and listening pretty intensely for the past week, because it was Spookathon, which was my first read-along, which was really a lot more than I thought it was going to be. It's just so much reading, and then I felt... Again, deadlines. I felt bad about not getting the deadline thing done for the books that I wanted to read, and it's just like, calm down. everything's fine if you don't meet the deadline. There's no one telling you you have to meet the deadline. But this is the second week in a row that I finished 3 books. What? What? It's pretty crazy. Although technically I did finish the 3rd one this morning. Close enough. I literally had like 1 chapter left to listen to. That was about 40 minutes. I get my books done. I take this very seriously. I'm very interested to see how many books I will have read by the end of the year. I have surpassed my Goodreads reading goal of 50 books significantly at this point. So, who knows? Who knows? Not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Life is too short to put unnecessary deadlines upon yourself. Motto of the episode. But in happy news, when I am done recording this, I'm gonna go and I'm going to make some Reese's Pieces chocolate chip cookies that also have extra peanut butter in them because I can, and I got the stuff to do it purposefully, and I'm so excited. You know? I'm just baking, and I like when I make sure that I bake something once a week. I think that's just it doesn't keep me on my toes, but it's just like, this is a little therapeutic thing for the week that's not knitting or reading or music or whatever else I want to do. And then I can take advantage of it. Sam can take advantage of it. I can share the cookies with people if I want to, but also we also really enjoy the cookies, so we might not share them. Selfishly enjoying them. But no shame. No shame. So yes, I will include that recipe in the show notes so you guys can also take advantage of this wonderful idea that is chocolate chip peanut butter cookies with Reese's Pieces, not Reese's peanut butter cups. That's a totally different thing, which would also be very good, but not what I mean. Specifics, you know? Yes. I feel like this has been a lot of talking, but it's also been much shorter because I didn't have as much knitting to talk about. But that's okay. You know what? There are long weeks, there are short weeks, there are weeks in between, and that's okay because nobody's life is perfect. Nobody's knitting life is perfect. If you have a podcast, not everybody has content every single week. It's rough sometimes. It's rough. Just full honesty, full transparency. Sometimes it's hard to come up with content. Life gets in the way. Sometimes you're watching the Astros win the ALCS super late at night and you're too tired to knit, so you don't have content for your podcast later. First world problems, but still a problem. I feel like I'm just ranting and raving now. This has been a podcast of ranting and raving, and I do apologize if that's not what you were looking for this week. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But I did have some knitting. Hopefully I'll have more next week. I am not going to make any progress. I'm not going to make any promises on what I'm going to have done. I would like to have Clue 3 done. I will promise that. Clue 3 will be done, for sure. The rest of it, I have no idea. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know. Don't know. But anyway, so that is all that I have for you guys this week. Thank you so much for spending time with me and watching this episode that went all over the place, all the emotions, the deep chats, the food chats, the book chats. Hello, I'm podcasting, please be quiet. The cat has remained asleep under the desk the entire time. He clearly really cares. Although he does come in here when, like, I'm here doing the podcast, or if Sam's in here on his computer because it's in here and there's nobody else around, he'll come in and be like, I want to be close to you. I will sleep in the corner, but I want to be close to you. I want to be in the same room as you, but I won't be next to you, but I'll be in the corner, asleep. That's what he does. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode. I know it's been a bit much. But if you would like to follow me on any of my social medias, they're a little less all over the place, a little bit more put together sometimes. I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there. All the yarn store information will be in the show notes, all that jazz. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know, or if I fail to include things in the show notes, because I have often done that, please let me know. Just send me a message. If you're interested in my steeking thing, coming to see that, please let me know as well. What do you think about the buttons on my cardigan? Red, white, black, or silver? How do you say the word coupon or coupon? How do you say that? Or do you say it completely differently? Let me know. I say coupon. Sam says coupon. I don't understand that, but I don't know. He also says the thing that you put groceries in at a store or a grocery store or any kind of store that has something that you push, to me, that's a cart. You're pushing a cart, you put stuff in the cart. To him, it's a buggy. What? What? It's not a buggy, it's a cart. In my opinion. We've had many a discussion about this. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, so many discussions. And there are so many other things that we say differently, and it's like, well, this is going to be a fun discussion. I don't believe that is how that is actually said. So we go to the internet, we go to the YouTube comments. Please let me know, do you say coupon or coupon? Is it a cart or is it a buggy? I don't know. I know what it is for me, but I know it might not be the same way for everybody else. It's very entertaining. Very funny conversations when stuff like this comes up. Anyway, just ranting and raving again. I apologize. So, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. If you are planning on watching the Astros beat the Nationals in the World Series, I say that, and it'll be very awkward if we do not win. But I'm hoping. If you're planning on watching the World Series, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you have crafty plans that are successful while that is going on. Here's to hoping that we do not have many late nights, because sleep is important. You know, sleep is very important. But when the World Series is going on, that is very important as well. You know, priorities. I have crafty plans, but I'm going to do a better job of not putting deadlines on myself, not feeling bad about if I do not meet these deadlines. Just accepting my knitting for what it is, and do not stray from that. It's my knitting. I will knit at the speed that I want. I will knit what I want when I want. You know, that's the goal. I just want to enjoy my knitting, and I do. I really do, but I just don't want to feel bad about not knitting on other things. That's a fair thought, right? That seems very legitimate. Anyway, so thank you again so much for watching this episode. There are so many knitting podcasts out there that are so amazing and so much more put together than I am. who actually have show notes and don't rant and rave throughout the episode about non-knitting items like baseball and coupon. So thank you for watching my episode, my podcast. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for your likes, comments, subscribes, all that jazz, letting me know the ALCS and the ALDS and what it means and the difference and all that jazz. I learned stuff. That was wonderful. So thank you. So I'm going to go enjoy making my cookies. Also, I have laundry to fold. I should probably transfer that load and then I shall start the cookie dough. Yes, that sounds nice. I think I will do that. That is what I'm going to go do. So, I hope you have a wonderful day, the rest of your day, or whatever. Whenever you're watching this. It could be night when you're watching this. I don't know. I don't know your schedule. Hope you have the rest of whatever you're going to be having coming up. Day or night. Afternoon, morning, evening, whatever. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. Bye!